All right, hey, what's up, guys? Hartman here. So we managed to sneak in one last draft, even though the season already kicked off on FFPC. When you do a team, if they play on Thursday or Friday night, you can actually change your lineup. So you can oh, and I'm gonna turn off this audio. Okay, so I'm up at 2. I actually had a plan at 2. So me and Candyman did one of these earlier, and we actually took Brock Bowers at 2. Since this is my last draft of the year, and it's high stakes. This is the highest stakes draft I've ever done. This is a $350 entry, so this is the most expensive draft I've ever done. Uh, I'm gonna get my favorite player, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just gonna get my favorite player. He plays like I'm a Lions fan, but I think you can argue him at 102. I think it's totally fair. This is full PPR. I think he's arguable at 102. And with my last draft, my highest stakes draft, I'm gonna get my favorite player overall. If Chase would have been there, maybe I do that. I like Bowers, but I already have Bowers on my one other team. So I'm just getting my favorite player right here, Jahmyr Gibbs. So, all right. So at 2, we took Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh shit. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize it opened a new tab. I'm sorry about that. I picked Gibbs at 2. Um, I gotta figure out how to get to the draft board. Oh, here it is. Okay. And then that'll be a different tab too. So I'll share you guys on the draft board. Um, all right. So at 1, Chase, Bijan at 3, CD Lamb at 4. See. Oh, hey, what's up, Dirty P? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Get it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Really the last year after the year, everything else is locked. I just managed to sneak this one in. They actually closed this tonight, I think at midnight. Um, so yeah, this is like really the last chance. They let you play like Thursday and Friday players though. It like you can move them around in your lineup. I could actually, since this is on a different page, I don't know if anyone else really in yet, but I mean, I can show you quick. So if we look, like, we can go to my teams, and then see down here, got that dog. That's the one me and Candyman did together. So on this, like when we do our and I'm okay, I'm sharing the right tab. Okay. On this though, when we do our lineup, um, sorry, so some of these I'm getting a little bit used to where it is. But so like here, like you see Keenan Allen's at my wide receiver spot. Like I can still move Keenan to my bench. I like AJ Brown was in the lineup. You see AJ Brown's on the bench now. So you can move the players Thursday and Friday. So like even though I'm drafting, and I'll switch back to the board now. Even though I'm drafting now, like I don't have an advantage Thursday or Friday over those people. They can also move their lineups around. I mean, you're only playing the self-contained league, so it doesn't matter for that. But just in general, like everyone has that same advantage of like Thursday and Friday players. You can move them around afterwards. You just can't move them with like a guy who's already played, like on Sunday. So like I can take AJ Brown and I can put him into the lineup all the way until Monday night. I just can't take out a guy that played on Sunday. It can only be a guy that played on Thursday or Friday that you can keep moving. But the guys that played on Sunday will be locked once their game kicks off like normal. And then after this week, then everything's just normal. It's just so that they can do that like big draft weekend, because this is the Big Gorilla, but it has like the exact same rule set for that as the main event. Um, so the idea with that is though, they do the main event drafts in Vegas live this weekend on the kickoff weekend. So that's why they keep it open like longer like that. Um, all right. I'm gonna check my it, if anyone's in here, I think my audio is all good, but I'm not sure. But okay, we can get back to the draft now. So I guess I should explain the rule set just in case anyone doesn't know. It makes sense with the Brock Bowers. So FFPC is full PPR and it is tight end premium. And then the lineup spots, I can probably just I'll go to a rule page on one of my other screens, and then I'll pull it up for you guys. That way you can see like the full like setup of it and stuff. And you do have to take a kicker and defense in this format too. But I'll explain like kind of what the whole tournament is. So you play your first round, and then you if you win your first round or like your league playoffs, then you are entered into a big sprint. So it's like the sprint contest on Underdog kind of at the end. But in that sprint, your weekly points from the regular season count as one of the sprint weeks. So like if you dominate weeks 1 through 14, you go into the sprint already having an advantage. Um, so your points matter all year, but they matter, obviously that's all weighted together for 14 weeks. And then the last 3 weeks are weighted individually. So you get like a four score sample for your like sprint total. Um, but yeah, so anyway, so it's a sprint format, and then it is like a $1 million grand prize at the end. It's a pretty big tournament. I think it says on the thing like 5.72 million like total prizes, like with everything. So that's a pretty sizable tournament, and this isn't even their like flagship on FFPC, because their flagship draft, the main event, that costs I think $2,200 to enter. Which obviously not in my bracket, not in my bracket. I mean, even this is like, like I said, this is the most expensive draft I've ever done. So this is like very high budget for me, as is at 350. But it's still in like the range where I feel like it's reasonable if I do like a couple. Like I split the one with Candyman, did this one on my own. So that's not too bad. Like like budget wise or whatever, bankroll wise, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, I was a little curious about that. So we see CMC. He goes at the 2-2. Not crazy late, but in this format, I will say in general, running backs go a little bit higher. Not always, but in general they do. But CMC falls a little. Like I bet before the injury news, he's probably going at like 8 or 9, I would guess. Nothing else too weird, I don't think. Nico Collins is still on the board, so that's a little bit surprising, I guess. Uh, Usually he would be gone by now. That's really early for George Kittle. George Kittle's 80. I mean, unless it's moved a lot, I haven't done one of these since the one with Candyman, but that seems really high for George Kittle, because usually he was kind of more in like the third round or maybe like 2-3 turn. Right next to like that close to McBride. I don't really like that. I think it's a little bit of an overpay for Kittle, but it's okay. It's not like, I mean, it is tight end premium. He's very valuable, but I just think that might be a little bit of a pull up. And fair enough though. I mean, this might be that guy's last draft of the, year or two. It probably is. So, it's kind of like get your guys too, but then this guy gets Bowers Nico. So that's kind of the downside of getting your guys. Yeah, like that guy got a really nice combo. Bowers Nico's that's a pretty nice, like Bowers at ADP or maybe one pick behind. And then but Nico, his ADP is like 12. So he actually fell like almost half a round right there. Soundtrack passes. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it was I was sometimes it gives me like a little like connection thing, and I had like quite a few tabs open. Uh so I was just worried I was worried it was like cutting out or something. Um, so right here on the board, so A Chain just went. We'll see who this guy takes. I guess like, so you guys can see like, so this is the page I'm looking at right now. I'll probably put you guys back on the board. I don't have a queue right now, but probably later I will. So I'll probably mostly keep you guys on the board, but I'll try to explain kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not going to talk like too much about this first pick since I do have one guy right between me. I'm sure, 99.999% chance he's not watching this, but just in case, I don't know. It's a pretty expensive draft. I want to be a little bit more careful, especially when it's only 2 picks. I can explain both picks. Okay, cool. I thought Jonathan Taylor just got picked because he was at the top right here. Definitely Jonathan Taylor, easy pick. Oh, and you'll see some stuff too. Like you see AJ Brown sitting here. So we'll grab Jonathan Taylor. That's definitely what I want. Taylor Gibbs start. We'll go back over to the board. So I'll probably just stay on the board now. So yeah, Taylor Gibbs start. Love that right there. I'm not sure. I'll probably look at a receiver here, but I could look at another running back. There's some really good options available. But if you guys noticed when I was on my like actual draft screen, like AJ Brown is still there. Um, so like something kind of interesting with this is like so since the Thursday and Friday scores count, like they count for all of us drafting as well. Like if we take Quentin Johnston, we can put him in our lineup and get that score that he got. So, like for example, Quentin Johnston is going to go significantly higher because you already get a free spike week out of him. Like you're going to play him this week and he's going to spike, right? So QJ is going to go way higher. Not Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams will go way fucking higher, guaranteed. Like I'm curious where he'll go. Um, there weren't a lot of smashes. Hollywood Brown will go higher. Herbert might get pulled up to kind of like the top of his range. But, that's just something to kind of remember. Like guys that had really terrible games might fall a little, and guys that had really great games will get pulled up like a lot because you're getting a guaranteed spike in your lineup, right? And this is head to head. So your record matters. Like you can get to the playoffs based on so I'm up on the clock, but you can get to the playoffs based on points, but your record does matter in general. So I guess I can take you guys back over here now. So I really like AJ Brown. I have AJ Brown on my other one of these though. I don't love the running backs a ton. I really don't need a running back either. I love Ted McMillan. That's probably my favorite player here, but I think not taking AJ Brown in the third round is just silly. Even though I'm getting a bad week this week, I'll just bench him. I would rather bench AJ Brown for a week and just get him in the third round than I don't know. To me, it's just like I'll just take AJ Brown and I'll just bench him for 1 week. He had a bad game, but it's AJ Brown in the third round. I'll take that all day. But yeah, I mean, feel pretty good with this start. Gibbs Taylor, super strong double anchor, got a receiver here. I liked so when me and Candyman did it before, we went really we didn't go zero RB. We started taking them by like round 6. Which I thought was good and it fit like how we drafted. It fit like how we built that lineup and like how the board kind of fell to us. But I just think in this one, like Jonathan Taylor is kind of like one of my guys that like I really like. I have a ton of him on Underdog. Super into Jonathan Taylor. AJ Brown was more just scooping the kind of dip. AJ Brown after JSN and Lad. I know this is full PPR, but like after JSN, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of ridiculous to me. Like after Lad, I guess is fine in full PPR, but after JSN is kind of crazy. I don't know. I think that's a decent price on AJ Brown. I also think the rest of the receivers were a pretty big fall off. Like you can maybe argue T Higgins, but you do got to remember this is managed, not best ball. So you do got to start the guy every week. And AJ Brown takes maybe a little bit of a hit for that, but I think when you're comparing him to the other receivers who were left, like the other receivers left were like T Higgins, Ted McMillan, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Marvin Harrison. I think you're just taking a pretty big teardrop. And also, like, you're not really gaining consistency with those guys. So I don't really feel like taking them over AJ Brown would have been the call. I love Tet, and like I could have seen it, but I think it's just kind of silly to take Tet over AJ Brown. I think that's like just worrying too much about the one bad game. Maybe AJ Brown is a little slow for a couple weeks because of that hamstring injury he was dealing with in camp. But I just think you're getting such an elite talent at a value. Like I'm just not going to pass that up. I'm going to try to really build out my receiver room with some volume in these next couple rounds. Probably punt QB pretty hard. Because picking a QB, like if you don't get an elite QB, there's no reason to spend up on a QB in these. There's like good QBs that go undrafted. Not like great, but like the Bryce Young, Staffords, like even maybe Michael Penix, those guys are like borderline drafted, kind of depends who people in the room like. So like anyone above that, if you just pick them at a reasonable time, you can still get like, Drake May, Justin Herbert, JJ McCarthy, like that kind of tier. pretty reasonably. Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, like all those guys. So I'm gonna punt QB. Tight end, I'll just try to wait for when I think the time is right to grab one. I don't want to punt it because it is tight end premium. So I can't just get like smoked at tight end, especially if I'm against like the McBride team or the Bowers team or even the Kittle team, right? I need to make sure I at least have a decent tight end, but I think there's some value pockets. I know where to like kind of look. Um, I've only done one of these, like I said, but I've watched a few and just kind of looking at ADPs and stuff. I can get an idea maybe where I need to reach a little, where like positional runs will happen, stuff like that. Kind of interesting, the 7 and the 9 spot. So they both went double elite onesie. They went Bowers Allen, and then the 9 spot went Kittle Lamar. And then they have Genty, 7 spot is Nico. The great price on Nico. 3 spot going 3 straight running backs, 1 spot just pissing, 3 straight receivers. Everyone else is pretty like varied. We'll see what the 12 spot does when he gets a couple more picks. Oh, yo, what's up, Fantasy Football Garage? What's up, my dog? Hey, what's up, dog? Thanks for stopping by, bro. My dog, Fantasy Football Garage. Obviously, if you don't know, check him out. Streams all the time. Javonte was absolute dookie though. Yeah, but like a guaranteed like 2021, people will pay up a lot for that. And like just the kind of like, so people make fun of FFPC, they call it like the boomer site. Just like I wonder, kind of if it does fit that reputation. In theory, those kind of people would be a little bit more in on Javonte. So when he got the 2 touchdowns, maybe there's someone in here who was like, oh shit, I was right on Javonte all along. He's the RB1, multi-touchdown. He's going to carry, 21 points week 1. And, hopefully someone reaches egregiously on him. I'm not going to pick him. He would have to fall past like, I don't know. I'm not going to pick Javonte. I can guarantee you. There's like no chance he's going to fall far enough for me to want to pick him. So hopefully that's like someone's fucking guy. And they're like, that proved it to him that he got 2 touchdowns, and then they reach. Tough candy. That background looks familiar. Familiar, but different. Familiar, but different. We're on FFPC tonight. FFPC. What up, Dirty P? Herbert to rise, no doubt. Yeah. Probably in that Dak May tier. I think so. I wonder if he'll even go a little bit more because he had a pretty good game. Like, I wonder if people will pull him up above it. I think the one I'm most interested in are Javonte and QJ. I think Herbert will move up a little. Like he might get pulled even like to the top of that tier, but I don't think it'll be much more than that. QJ and Javonte, I'm pretty interested in. Because like I remember like last year, for example, like even just watching like the main events. I didn't do any FFPC last year. But just watching like main events, Jaden Reed was like a 2nd round pick on like the Friday night or Saturday night because he put up like 40 against the Eagles in Brazil. So he was like a 2nd round pick. No one had a spike game that big, but I like that was like way pulled because he was like a 7th round pick before that game in this format or something. Chiefs D was horrendous. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, they had like some moments that looked okay, but they were just kind of getting pieced up. Herbert just went in the middle 11th. Oh, hey, what's up, Kelly? Thanks for stopping by. Herbert just went middle 11th. Keenan Allen middle 7th. Okay, that's good to know. Herbert middle 11th isn't that bad. I guess that's kind of like what Candyman was saying in that tier. Huh. Are you like are you watching one or are you actually like are you doing a draft right now? QJ went in the 9th. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought he got pulled up more for like that guaranteed. Because in the 9th, you're talking like, I guess it's still good players, but I mean like the tiers, like you're on pick like 100 or so. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Well, good luck to you, Kelly. Good luck. Yeah, I don't know, the FFPC, that's the last thing you can draft now, right? That's after tonight, then I think it's officially over. So okay, so let's see what's kind of going on here. So this team also started with two elite onesies, Trey and Jaden Daniels. So 3 teams went tight end quarterback, and all the other teams have only running backs or receivers. So it looks like everyone's decently balanced except for the 3 spot and the 1 spot. The 8 spot, they have 3 running backs, but they did go receiver in the first round. So they're leaning running back, but at least they have a receiver. This guy's the only one with no receivers. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna kind of see what I'm looking at here. So Jalen Hurts is like the top of ADP. I don't mind Jalen Hurts, especially back here. I mean, he had kind of a bad game. It wasn't that bad of a game. It's tough. I actually kind of like Hurts here. Xavier Worthy obviously is like the top of ADP also. I'm kind of curious where Xavier Worthy will go. I don't know where he'll go. You went the 9th, drafting one. Good luck. Hey, thanks, you too. No Barkley at 2. No, I got time. No, I'm a Lions homer. And this is my last draft of the year. I think Barkley's fine. I think Bijan would have been fine. Bowers would have been fine. This is tight end premium. But I'm a Lions homer. I think Gibbs and Barkley and full PPR are debatable anyway. Last draft of the year. This is my most expensive draft. I'm just getting my guy, Jahmyr Gibbs. He's my RB1 this year. Putting my faith in that for this draft. And like I said, I'm a Lions fan. It's my most expensive draft. It's the last one of the year. I'm getting my guy. I'm not gonna get Barkley, even if it's maybe the ADP says Barkley. ADP was actually Bijan. In this, Bijan goes 2. Barkley goes like 4 or 5. Usually that's like his ADP. Okay, so Emeka Egbuka goes. Is that right? Oh, he went the pick before. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. I'm surprised that Emeka went that high. Man, so the top receivers. So I can either pick who just went. Oh, Jalen Hurts. Damn it. I really need a receiver. I really like one of these running backs, though. I really, really like one of these running backs. We're gonna take a running back. Another get my guy moment. Breece Hall at pick 47. This is full PPR. Breece Hall pick 47. Easy. When Kenneth Walker goes at 36 in full PPR and Breece Hall goes 11 picks later. Easy pick. It's not like I really needed a running back a ton. I'm really strong at running back. Gonna kind of hold off on running back a little bit after that, obviously. But pretty happy getting Breece Hall all the way back there, especially on this where running backs generally get pulled up a little. I'm really happy getting him there. Full PPR, I think he's even stronger. And I was gonna show you guys this. I can show you really quick before I make this next pick. So this is the lineup. This is actually the team me and Candyman drafted. But it's 2 RBs, 2 receivers, tight end, and then 2 flex spots. So you can start, and we'll go back to the board. You can start 4 running backs in this if you want. So that's why I'm not too worried about going heavier at running back, because it's only a 2 receiver, 2 RB, 2 flex. So you can kind of build your team however you want. So that's kind of why you see the running backs getting pulled up also. But I don't know, just when you see some of the other guys, this is Breece Hall's price on Underdog. And some of the other guys, you see them going, decently higher. I mean, James Cook at 32, Ken Walker at 36. Hampton fell a little because he had a shit game. Let's see. Worthy going to be out for the season? Is that official? I don't think it's official, but I don't know. The vibes make it seem official, I think, is the feeling. Javonte finna go 6th round or something stupid. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking Javonte would go hella early. Okay, so I'm still sharing the board. So Chuba go. Who do you take? Chuba and Harvey. Okay, so we're definitely off running back. I'm thinking receiver. Let's take a peek at tight end. No tight ends are really in this range. I could go Pickens or JMO, Or I could just go Cortland Sutton. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at receiver here. I'm looking at basically Cortland, Pickens. Moore would be okay, but J-Mo's probably my pick over him. I also like Ridley a lot. Uh Man, I mean, Cortland's kind of like Cortland's the highest ADP. I don't have a lot of Cortland or Denver stuff in my portfolio. This could be a little bit of a hedge. I think so. I think we go Cortland Sutton because, and that's who I got. Um, so we'll share this tab. Okay, yeah. So I got Cortland Sutton there. I think in a managed league, it's probably better to get the little bit more consistent guy. I already know Pickens had a terrible game, but I think like Pickens and JMO in a managed league is going to be painful some weeks, where I feel like Cortland, maybe he doesn't have their upside quite as much, but week to week, I'm going to probably have a lot easier time starting Cortland, especially with a little bit thinner receiver room. Like if I had stacked out my receiver room a little bit more, like let's say I had a first round receiver and AJ Brown, I probably would have leaned towards like JMO or Pickens, give me that like more upside, I think. But I think with the thinner room, I'm going to lean Cortland and get those secured touches. Be interesting to see where Judkins goes. Actually, yeah, well, that's a great point, RDP. Great point to bring up because I myself am a Judkins bull. I've been fooled, about 10 times on Judkins, him signing, and now he finally signed. So all my bags feel okay now, at least. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been every time it claims that he's like about to sign, I started picking him again and got fooled by it. So, now that he's actually signed, I might have to pick him again. You think Hollywood goes early or Allen? I mean, they're both gonna go early. I think Keenan will go earlier than Hollywood. I don't know their ADPs totally in this, to be honest with you, but I think Keenan will go earlier because I think people, at least to me, like how I view it, maybe, and I think other people kind of see it the same, is like Keenan's probably gonna have a pretty good role in that offense all year. Where like Hollywood, once Rice comes back, that's gonna be a giant hit off of any target volume he's getting, especially in that short area. And then there's also the risk, like we don't know if Worthy's actually like, we don't know how hurt Worthy is or whatever. Worthy might be back in like 2 weeks. So I think just because of like Hollywood's role being less certain, Keenan will probably go a little bit higher, but I'm not totally sure. I would lean Keenan though. I would not draft Worthy, but that doesn't mean much from me. No, I mean Dirty P, like honestly, like you're so sharp for that because I'm also like a Worthy hater. I'm real big on Rice, but I think Worthy, like a lot of his advanced stuff is not good. Like he's so young and he's so athletically gifted. It's like I got worried enough that I got up to like 5-6% on Worthy, but he's just a guy that all of his metrics just never really make you think he's gonna blow up and like be like they never make you think he's gonna take a giant leap this year, right? But just with a player like that and like how the Chiefs use guys early, I was willing to kind of capitulate on that and be like, well, he's fast as fuck. He plays with Mahomes. Maybe I should just get some in case. But yeah, no, you're the sharp for real for just fading them and sticking to your guns. I couldn't do it. I got too scared about getting nuked in a playoff week. Worthy in the fourth was hard to avoid. Worthy in the fourth was hard to avoid. Like, oh, just like in general, yeah. No, it's tough. Can you start the guys who already played? Oh, yeah. So that's what I was saying. Like, well, actually, so when you were asking if Javonte goes early or those other guys, that's actually why I thought you were asking. Yeah, so you can start them this week. So you get the same advantage. Like, I was actually showing it. I've got a little bit of time right now, so I can show it again. This is actually a team that me and Fantasy Football Garage Candyman did. And then in this one, you can see like we have Keenan Allen in our lineup at receiver, but like we have AJ Brown on our bench. But like I could put AJ Brown in for like Cam Scattaboo right now, and then there's AJ Brown in the lineup, and then like I could just take him back out for I'll just do the same person. Swap with Cam Scattaboo. Now he's back in the lineup. So the only thing is like like see how Scadaboo plays at 1 and Higgins plays at 4. So like technically, when Scadaboo kicks off, he's locked, but like I can still switch out Higgins even after like the early games kick off. Basically the Friday and Thursday dudes just don't lock until Monday Night Football kicks off. So they're basically like only lock on Monday night is kind of the deal with the Friday, Thursday guys. We can go back to the board now. I just wanted to explain that real quick. Like, just if anyone's not familiar with the FFPC format or like whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like you can yeah, move them around and stuff after. The only thing is like I said, if a guy on Sunday kicks off, like he's stuck either on your bench or in your lineup. You can't move that guy. So you do have to decide like before the game. So if you had a guy who had kind of like a middle game, like Omari on Hampton and a flex, that'd be tough, right? Because he got like a 8 or a 9 or something. I'd like to challenge the spot on a couple Hampton runs. I had the over at 48.5, finishes at 48. It's crazy. I can't believe how good those lines are for like opening game. Like, you see some lines that just get blown up or whatever, but it's crazy. Like the ones that finish close, just how close they get it. Well, and like he's on that one, I think he lost like a yard or two near the end. I mean, not to rub salt in the wounds. But yeah, yeah, that's a tough beat though. I don't know how the hell they get those lines so good. I don't even know how they do that. Like, how do you know 48.5? How do you know he's either gonna have one less or one more than that? Kind of surprising. I noticed this on the one DJ Moore at 62, 1 pick before Romo Dunze. So DJ Moore goes 1 pick before Rome. Kind of surprising there. I mean, DJ Moore doesn't. He didn't like just pick up an injury or something, right? No, DJ Moore doesn't have any interesting news. You see, like in these though, some of the ADPs, like some guys just fall and stuff. It's kind of weird with it. So wow, that feels early for Jerry Jeudy. I guess I haven't played here in a while. Maybe he just moved up. But like Jerry Jeudy was like a mid 7th, late 7th before. Kind of surprised to see him go. So we still have quite a few options we like. Holy shit, Ricky Pearsall went at 55. I was like, where's Ricky? He was still on the queue, but he went early. But yeah, I'd like challenge. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to bring up. I actually got it ready just to do it for this stream because I knew who I was picking at too. But it didn't load. It didn't load. I gotta find the comment quick. Justin Schuster. No Barkley at 2? No, because we got the GOAT, Jahmyr Gibbs. Fast as fuck, boy.
Speed, man.
Yeah. We had to get the Jahmyr Gibbs clip playing. I meant to play it when I first picked him, but I was kind of just still getting like my whole setup going. So like making sure I forgot on this, you have all the different tabs and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to get the Jahmyr Gibbs clip in. Shout out to Justin for giving me an opportunity. As soon as I saw that comment at first, I was gonna play it, but I saw there were a few more, so I was like, I'll go back. I got a reason now. So then shout out to you, Justin, for that one. You gave me a reason to play the clip. I was gonna have to shoehorn it in one way or another. Full disclosure, I did have Mahomes over passing yards with Worthy, longest reception on 4 tickets. I feel that, Dirty P. I don't know if I did any Mahomes over passing yards. I'm not like a big pick'ems guy. I just did a couple for, first couple games I just did it. But I did like, I don't know, like a couple for like $5 or whatever, but just a little bit bigger. Like 3-4 picks. Like Worthy was on like 3 out of the 4 or whatever. So Worthy just immediately fucked like all my picks pretty much. And then the other one was some random like long shot touchdown one that I put like a couple dollars on it was like Keenan score a touchdown. I think Omarion, Keenan, and like Hollywood or something. I don't remember. It was like one good player and two kind of like tertiary players. And it was a decent like line or whatever. Oh, so Javonte goes at 66. Holy fucking shit. Justin Herbert at 65. That's horrible. That is fucking horrible. Wow, that's crazy. Cause like do I have anyone on my queue? Let me remove this guy from my queue and then we can go over here. QB. Who just got picked? Matthew Golden. That's a good pick. So QB, like Pat Mahomes has an ADP of 81. Like, so Herbert probably had an ADP of like 140 before or some shit. Wow, damn, it's crazy. We're definitely taking George Pickens. I can't believe he fucking made it. Sure, he had a bad game. I don't give a shit. George Pickens at 71. That's where he went when he was on the fucking Steelers. Same shit. I guess week 1 I'm losing. Maybe not because I have insane running backs, but like I'll take the bad games week 1. Like, sure. I got 13 more. If you're gonna give me George Pickens at 71, that's ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous value. I don't even know what to say. Devonta Smith at 68 also. Like, I understand the guys who have a great game and they move up because you're getting a guaranteed spike, but just because that Eagles versus Dallas game was kind of ass, other than like all the receivers sucked. CD was okay. He had 110 yards, but for like first round pick, no touchdowns, right? But like just because all the receivers had a bad game, like Devonta Smith and George Pickens are late sixth round picks now. That just seems ridiculous to me. I don't understand that at all. So I'm on the clock here. Kraft was a guy I would have liked to get back, but unfortunately we don't get him. Travis Kelce's available. He had kind of a bad game. I'm gonna wait on tight end. I think I'm just gonna grab another receiver is what I'm really leaning. Let me look at running back quick. So top running backs are like Pacheco, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Jalen Warren. I don't think those guys really separate me much. I think I'd rather go receiver and just kind of keep building out that room. Tight end, I don't really want Kelce. So I'm kind of between. Let me see my team. I have Pickens, Sutton, AJ Brown. Pickens, Sutton, AJ Brown. Pickens, Sutton, AJ Brown. Let's draft Chris Olave. Yeah, we're gonna go Chris Olave there. I think I just need maybe just like another steady piece, kind of like Cortland. I'm taking my big shots, kind of like AJ Brown and George Pickens. Maybe they don't suck. Maybe they just had a bad game. Maybe they do suck. I'm taking that risk. Chris Olave, Cortland Sutton, I feel like they're going to get pretty consistent target volume. I do think Olave takes a little bit of a hit with that poor QB play, but I think with the target volume he'll be fine, especially in a full PPR league. I really like getting him there. Javonte finna go 6th round or something stupid. You called it, Mr. Grapefruit. Great prediction. I really can't believe the Herbert one. That's crazy. Be interested here. Oh, yeah. Worthy in the 4th hard to avoid. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Full disclosure. Yeah. All right. But yeah, no, pretty happy getting Olave there. So Olave, Pickens, Sutton, AJ Brown. I have Gibbs, Taylor, Breece Hall at my running backs. Feel pretty good with this. Tight ends, I think we'll start to run a little. What pick is that? 76. So that's about right by ADP. There's a tight end I'm looking at. I'm hoping I get him, but we'll have to kind of see. If I don't, I might punt tight end a little bit and just go multiple. We'll kind of see. I could have grabbed one there, but I really don't like Aram or Kelce. It might have been worth it to reach a little on the guy I like, but I'm not totally sure. So yeah, we'll let it keep going though. I feel decent. Like getting Olave, now I feel decent with my receivers. It might hurt at tight end, but we'll have to see what comes back. I'm gonna see what kind of other people are building, see if anything's sticks out or interesting. Other than the guys who already played and stuff who kind of got pulled up. Those are interesting. But, this guy, we're in the 7th round now. He has one wide receiver, just Amon-Ra. I mean, granted, all 4 of these running backs can be started. I really think Swift I mean, I guess Swift's a big riser. I just feel like for his team, that was probably a mistake, but maybe not. He is a really big riser. You know, it was near the end of a tier at running back, I guess, because like when it got back to me, I wasn't even looking at running back, but if it was like Pollard, Connor, Swift, maybe I would have. So yeah, we'll kind of have to see. It would have been real nice in the 6th if like Hawkinson made it back to me or something. I really like him. Or like Kraft at the 7-2. I really wanted to grab the value on Pickens, but maybe grabbing the tight end would have been a little bit better. I think it's kind of debatable, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I really like Pickens and getting him there. That just feels like such an extreme value, especially compared to all those teams that drafted since he's been to Dallas. Like this contest didn't open the same day that BBM or something did. It opened a little bit later. So you know, there'd be a lot less like Pickens on the Steelers getting them late teams, and there'd be a lot of Pickens going kind of in the 5th round, or even like the 4th, maybe like 5-4, so or 4-5. So yeah, getting him back there, I feel great with that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's coming together pretty good. You know, it just depends what I get back at tight end. Really, that's kind of the biggest question mark, I guess. Because like I said with quarterback, I'm not worried at all. Like you see Herbert go in the 6th, but like another quarterback like Mahomes might go soon, I guess. He had kind of a shit game, so maybe he won't, but like most of the quarterbacks kind of start going, I think, round 11-ish. Because what is this? This is pick 80. A lot of the big quarterback tiers kind of around like 120. So that would be like 3 rounds later. So yeah, like around in the round 10 to 11 range, I think there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks. Which is unfortunate because I pick at the end of round 10. That does make it a little bit tougher. So that's pick like 131. It'll make it a little bit tougher because of the specific QB I want. But we'll probably have to try to push it. We'll see though when it gets back to me. I might end up taking a QB at 9-2. Probably won't though. So in this round, it's pretty much just tight ends, running backs right now. The running backs are getting pretty wiped. Oh shit. I was gonna go back over my queue. We can go back now. Xavier Worthy's still there. Imagine if he's not out for the season. Kind of wild. It probably won't be me. But like you can see, yeah, I'm sharing this now. So you can see at the top of the queue, it's like the guys who did bad last night. It's Worthy, Pacheco, Mahomes. Pacheco does actually scare me a little because his usage actually looked pretty bad. Worthy, obviously, the injury is very scary. Mahomes, I'm not really. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a very good game, but like, I don't know. I feel fine if he. Like, I don't really think any worse of Mahomes now. I guess maybe early season, just if Worthy's hurt, maybe it just caps his overall upside, I guess, is kind of the idea. Like, you know, no Worthy, no Rice. So maybe it's kind of more like a macro than like just he had a bad game, so we're dropping him or anything like that. But yeah, you're starting to see like, you know, we're still in the 80s. Like, this is kind of why I did the early RB approach. Like, we're at pick 77. It's Tyrone Tracy, 78's Charbonnet, you know, Aaron Jones, Dave Montgomery, Dave Montgomery's pretty normal, but Aaron Jones kind of normal. But I'm just saying it's like earlier, like Dobbins, Charbonnet, Tracy. You know, you see running backs just kind of get pulled up a little bit more. So I feel pretty good that I went heavy RB early. You know, a lot of the receivers might kind of fall back to me, so I might get someone I like. If that happens, that'll work out pretty nice. You know, I'd really like a tight end, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Feeling pretty good with the team. Let's see. Oh, that was who I kind of wanted. His ADP is actually like Colston Loveland, that is, if I highlighted his name, but Colston Loveland, I really wanted him. He's kind of like the top tight end left available, and his ADP was closer to like my pick. That's kind of why I pushed it once Tucker Kraft went. but with him gone, that kind of hurts. Tight end falls off pretty bad after Loveland's gone, in my opinion. It doesn't regular in like Underdog too. Like you guys are pretty used to that. But like I'm looking at top guys now. It's like Jake Ferguson, Dalton Kincaid, Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts. Just a lower tier of players, at least to me. I'm not really a big fan of any of them. That's unfortunate that he goes pretty early, but not that surprising in a tight end premium format. And Debo was the other one. Debo was a big faller though. I honestly was shocked he was even still there in the 8th round. I really can't believe that one either. Debo Samuel at pick 88. But yeah, that was the other one I was looking at. I actually was really debating Debo with Olave. Those were the two guys I had in my queue. I went Olave, but yeah, Debo fell like crazy. A little bit too bad. Like I wasn't somewhere over here because some of these guys are kind of fucking wild and taking Herbert and Javante or like I don't know, some of these constructions and stuff over here are funky. Or just some of these, right? Taking Charbonnet, taking Tracy over like Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. Like, why the fuck are you taking Zach Charbonnet over Aaron Jones, David Montgomery as your RB2? Like, if this guy was stacked and he's like Charbonnet has more true upside, but like, I don't. That's a terrible fucking pick. I don't get that at all. Yeah, I don't know. Loveland would be a smash. Bummer. Yeah, because like if I go over to like here, like the top tight ends, it's kind of like it's just like Underdog pretty much, but it's just kind of a fall off on the talent level. Oh, I saw JCM just went. So this guy at 7, JCM at 90. That seems reasonable, especially with the amount of running backs that kind of got pulled up. Like, some of these guys are kind of normal range, but just the amount of running backs that have already gone. Who is even? I wonder who the top running back is because I'm probably not looking at them. So the top RBs are Pacheco, Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, Austin Eckler. Holy shit, that's way too high for Austin Eckler. Maybe not. It's full PPR, I guess, but like yeah. So the top RBs are Pacheco, Warren, Caleb Johnson. I don't really think I want Pacheco even if he makes it. I don't know. Should I take Pacheco if he's there? What do you? I don't know. What do any of you guys think? Here you can see the list. So this is just all players by ADP. This is just like the in order. I'm up in a couple picks, so I'm still a few picks away. So like, Worthy's a gigantic faller, obviously, but there's that one I'm not gonna touch. Pacheco's a gigantic faller too. That one is more debatable to me. Jalen Warren goes. But yeah, Pacheco's interesting to me. I don't know. He's really interesting this late. Like his usage was bad. He only got like 50% like of the snaps or something. And Kareem Hunt it was like Pacheco got like around 50. Kareem Hunt got like around 40. And then Brashard Smith had like 10 to 15. So it worries me a little, but it's like, that's so late. And if we look at running back, it's like Pacheco, Caleb Johnson, but then it falls off pretty decent. Like Austin Eckler just went with Isaiah Pacheco on the board, just because he had a bad game. But man, fuck. Okay. Sounds like Judkins after JCM. I'm not on Pacheco. I think it's a Judkins squad. That's a good call there, DP. Where is he? Where is Judkins' ass? Oh, I gotta actually hit search. Where's his ADP at? 115. What's my other pick? I guess. Clear that. Okay, so we have him in the queue. It'll take him. No, don't take Judkins if I fucking auto. I like Jordan Addison. I like Cam Scattaboo. I like Keon. Do I want a tight end? All right, you convinced me, Dirty P, though. Quinshon Judkins. You convinced me. He signed today. Great call. If you weren't here, there was no chance I ever would have got Quinshon Judkins. I would have kept forgetting. So we did take them. I'll switch back to the board in a second. I'm going to stay on here because I'm only 2 picks away. So I like these 3 guys: Addison, Scadaboo, Keon Coleman. Probably not Scadaboo because I already have 4 running backs. I could grab a tight end here. I could grab like Kincaid. I'm not a huge fan, but I do think he has some upside. Ferguson, I'm not fucking touching. He didn't even run like all the snaps. So I'm not touching his ass. Kincaid is interesting. Goddard is kind of interesting. He actually had a decent game even. That's kind of it here. I could scroll down, but I'll probably just wait if I do that. Maybe grab like a Mason Taylor. So I could grab like a Kincaid, a Dallas Goddard, a Kyle Pitts, I guess. I'm not going to grab Kyle Pitts. Let's be real. I grab a Kincaid, a Goddard, or a Scadaboo at running back, or a Keon, or an Addison. Addison goes. We'll switch back to the board now. So I don't know. I'm leaning Kincaid right here. I'm leaning Kincaid the most. That is my lean. Oh, my bad. You got Olave and who? Olave and Sutton. Yeah, so Olave and Sutton. I only need 2. So because it is a 2, 2, and then 2 flex. So technically I'm good at starting a receiver actually already. Yeah, so I'm good on that. Scadaboo over Judkins, Judkins over Pacheco. God damn it, 30p. I'm really thinking Kincaid. I don't like Dalton Kincaid though, and I like Cam Scadaboo. So it seems kind of stupid to take the guy that I don't like, that I think kind of sucks, and he's always hurt, and Dalton Kincaid. Or I could take the young GOAT, who everyone loves, myself included, in Cam Scadaboo. I could also take Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson's available too. Should I take Caleb Johnson or Cam Scadaboo? I got like 10 seconds on this. Man, Caleb Johnson or Cam Scadaboo? I mean, I think it's Cam Scadaboo, but like, fuck it. Yeah, because here's the thing. I don't fucking like Caleb Johnson. I never was in on him, even pre-draft. So why the fuck am I going to pick him now? I don't know. I mean, Cam Scadaboo, that is a bench player. It's running back. I think my core is insanely strong. Tight end, I'm probably going to get kind of fucked, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to grab some rookies. I'll grab Mason Taylor, try to grab Harold Fannin. Try to build out the tight end room with some rookies. Hopefully I'm just absolutely fucking crushing them with my, insane RB room, and hopefully my receiver room bounces back. Yeah, like Kincaid was probably the pick, or Goddard. It's just like, I really hate Kincaid, and I don't know. I could have got Goddard, I guess. It's so hard. He's so inconsistent in a managed league. I guess all the guys this late are going to be, but it's just like, I didn't really want to grab one of those guys. Everyone in the room has tight ends now except me. So I don't know how many people are going to be going for their second right now. Hopefully not many. If not many teams are going for their second, then we might be okay. But yeah, we'll go back over here. Just punt tight end Hunter Henry, and yup, exactly. I was thinking like a Hunter Henry, Mason Taylor, or some shit. Mason Taylor and Fannin are kind of the ones I want the most for the young guys. But even if I get a different guy, it's not too big of a deal. But Taylor and Fannin are the main guys. And then, like you said, like a Henry or someone like that, if Ertz makes it back, whatever. For like a consistent at the beginning, yeah, I like that. Scadaboo, yeah. No, it's just, man, I wasn't on Caleb Johnson ever. Ollie Gordon is, it's crazy that Caleb Johnson's fallen this far. That's kind of crazy. Scott, yeah. I think Warren has a chance to be the lead back in Pitt, especially early on. Oh, I'm totally with you. Scott. I'm all in on Warren this year. I'm not really even in on Caleb. That's why I just passed on him way past ADP. But that was the consideration. Like, Caleb Johnson is ADP, and this is like 85, and that was pick 98 for me. So he fell over a round. That was the only reason I was thinking about it. like at ADP, I'm really not in on Caleb Johnson this year. It was just because he fell a bunch. I was thinking about it. Watching Mitchum, I assume that's Mitchum, yeah, versus OU. Here's your like and watch time. Thanks, BBOC. I appreciate it, brother. And if any of you guys don't know, Best Ball on Call, he has a channel too. He does streams every once in a while, but good quality and everything. So check him out too. And it's just the same name. But yeah. Oh, and Fantasy Football Garage. I was mentioning him earlier though. But oh wait. Yeah, if you can get him late, why not? Yeah, well, I mean, I thought about it. I lean Scadaboo over him. I just prefer Scadaboo. I think it's actually kind of like what you were saying. Like, I also think that Warren will probably lead that backfield. And I think that Caleb Johnson might actually have a little bit harder. Like I personally think that Caleb Johnson will have a little bit harder time taking over as the season goes on, unless he can get his pass blocking really up to snuff. Because with Rodgers, I think Rodgers is just going to kind of, not. I don't think Caleb's going to get a lot of usage if he's not protecting Rodgers properly. So that is why I'm a little bit lower on him as well. I also think Warren's getting a little bit of hate because he came into last year injured. He's been very efficient in his career, except for last year when he came in injured, missed the first 3 weeks with that hamstring, tried coming back. I think he got re-injured at some point as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much with that where like I'm really in on Warren over Caleb. And I'm really in on Scadaboo in general too. So that was what made it so tough. It's like a guy at his price, like Scadaboo goes right around there. He goes like pick 102. So I picked him right about at ADP. And it's like a guy at his price. I love Scadaboo at his price. One of my favorite picks at that price. But Caleb Johnson, I hate him at his price, but he's not usually the same price. So that was the debate. You don't usually debate Scadaboo and Caleb Johnson. They're not usually next to each other. But yeah, I'm just this draft's all about getting the guys I believe in the most. Just like I don't know, like that's why I'm not gonna grab the Kincaid. I'm not gonna grab the Caleb Johnson, just snipe some, grab some value. I've done that all summer long pretty much. This team's my team. I'm gonna manage it all year. I have to add drops. I want guys I believe in, and Cam Scadaboo is definitely one of those guys. Quinshon's definitely one of those guys too if he shows up to fucking camp, or not camp anymore, the season started, but shows up to practice. I think Quinshon could be one of those guys too. Damn, that guy on the 12th ring got Kincaid too. Kincaid and Loveland. And then we see Hollywood go. Juwan Jennings at the 9-10 turn where he should go. I appreciate that. But Hollywood at 107. Not too egregious. Keenan at 104. Yeah, that's not too bad. Actually, I kind of want to see because I know Kelly was in here earlier. What did she say they went? So she said in hers, Herbert went middle 11th. He went in the 6th in this one. That's crazy though. Herbert in the 6th is ridiculous. That's like I might have got one of the only rooms. I might have the highest drafted Justin Herbert room this whole year with him going that high. That's crazy. Keenan Allen middle 7th. So he actually fell to the 9th in this one. QJ in the 9th. QJ is not even gone yet, right? Yeah, QJ is not even gone yet. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Keenan actually went later. Herbert went quite a bit earlier, but kind of weird. And then QJ is not gone yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. Of course, BBFC. Basketball on Call, of course. Yeah, I gave you. Oh yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I feel pretty solid with my team now. And if any of you guys weren't aware, I did show it earlier, but like, so FFPC, the lineup is a little bit different than Underdog. It's 2 running back, 2 receiver, 2 flex. So like you see me with this crazy heavy RB start, but like I can start all of these guys. I can start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flexes. So like you have a little bit more freedom to start like heavy RB if you want, like this guy. Like, right, he went 1 receiver, then 4 straight RBs, but at the 8 spot. But all 4 of those RBs can be in his starting lineup. So it does make sense. It's not like UD where you're picking like a bench player right there or something in the 5th round or something like that. If you went 4 straight RBs. So that's why you might see it a little bit more. Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering if this guy was going to do. So he pulled up Herbert a ton, but he got Keenan and QJ. I think that's okay. It is a sprint format. Like, if you're playing the North this week, you're gonna be fucked. I really hope I'm not playing that dude. If I'm playing that dude, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, let me. I'm gonna actually. I don't know if I can see my matchup yet before the draft's over. I'm gonna check on another page to see to see if I can to see if I see who I play week 1. I play Trollshine. 20s. Oh, I play the guy at the 101. Okay, cool. So week 1, I get the guy at the 101. He picked Lad. Lad had an okay game actually. Not bad, not great though. Pick Jordan Addison. That works out. All right, all right. I kind of like this. He has RJ Harvey. He's got Lad with kind of a mid game. He pulled up JSN. I love whenever any of my opponents pull up JSN. That's a dream come true right there. Yeah, no, that's I mean, like his team doesn't look terrible. I'm just hyped that it's not the fucking Chargers guy. Because whoever has to play this guy week 1, the North. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know I could do that. Yeah, whoever has to play this guy week 1, like they're gonna be so screwed. QJ and Keenan and Herbert. like you're, I don't know, you're just cooked if you had to play that guy week 1. I'm up in 1 pick. Okay, I'm up right now. Oh, sweet. So Dallas Goddard made it all the way back to me. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. He's like right near the top of ADP too. I think we grab him. He had a decent game actually last night too, right? Like for tight end premium. I mean, not like a crazy game, but he had a couple catches, right? Is that right? I think that's right. I think Goddard did a little something. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, we'll share this tab now. Yeah, he went 7. Okay, yeah, so he went 7 for 44. I was just looking at his stats quick. But Goddard went 7 for 44. So I mean, in this like week 1, yeah, that's an 11.5. I mean, it's not like a great game, but I feel pretty good getting that in the 10th round. I really did not think he would come back to me. So that feels great. Like it's not like he's an elite tight end, or I think it's not like he's some amazing tight end, or I think he's gonna break out, but getting an actual solid tight end this far back, I feel so much better now. I feel like Goddard's a guy I can put in and at least feel okay with. It's not like a full punt where I'm just constantly going to be looking for the next tight end with like a good matchup or something, always trying to grind for it. He's a guy I can actually start and then maybe get some rookie upside a little bit later. I might even double tap tight end. I got to kind of look actually at the queue, or not the queue, but at the list, kind of see some of the ADPs. Guess I could look at. Oh, sweet. Okay, perfect. Let me make sure. Yeah, so this was the QB I was talking about that I was saying I might pull up a little. I think I am gonna pull him up a little. I just want to make sure all the other positions. There's some good receivers left. There's actually some pretty good receivers left on here. I think we just lock up our QB. Same shit. I'm just getting my guy. Drake May. Love that pick there. You know, it's a little bit of a pull up, I guess. Not really. His ADP is like 130, so he goes like 11, 12 turn. So you know, not really even much of a pull up, I guess, but I just feel really good grabbing him there. Now I feel really secure with my like QB. I feel okay enough with my tight end. I do want to get some help behind him, like a younger guy. I'm hoping next round I can get the guy I kind of had my eye on, but yeah, but now I feel really good. I have all my like starters I need. I still need a kicker and a defense at the end, but like, you know, who cares about what like kicker or defense you get? I know like some of the defense schedules I like, some of the kickers I like, but I don't know. It's not like a position I'm going to worry about till it's like time to worry about it. But now at least my full like, you know, player starting lineup, I actually feel pretty good with now. Pick one plays, pick one plays two, two plays three, etc. Oh, okay. I was kind of wondering when it said I played the one guy or like the guy at the 101, but okay, that makes total sense. So the guy at 7 is completely screwed. So the guy at 7, I mean, well, that's kind of funny. He took Javante, and then the dude he has to play took all the Chargers. And then some random dude got Hollywood. But like that's kind of funny. He took one of the big week 1 smashes, and then his opponent took all the rest. So yes, I think here. I think on my next turn, I'm probably going to try to grab a receiver and a tight end again. And then I'm probably going to try with the rest. Obviously, one's going to be a defense, one's going to be a kicker. So basically call it an 18 round draft, I guess. I have 6 picks left. I want one more tight end. I want one more receiver with my next 2 picks. And then I'll have 4 picks left. I think with the 4 picks left, I could either grab a third tight end with one of them. I definitely want at least one more running back and one more receiver. And then I would have an extra luxury pick or 2 if I don't get the tight end. If I have 2, I'll probably split them between running back and receiver. If I only have 1, because I will go with like 3 tight ends, I'll probably put it at receiver and I'll get 2 more receivers. Because I feel like that's weaker than my running backs. I mean, obviously it is, but like running back, I have upside with Quinshon and Scadaboo later, but I also have guaranteed touches and elite production early. And then, Breece Hall, I'm a big fan of. I think he'll have good production. But either way, he'll be getting useful touches. He's not going to be fucking on the bench or whatever. Let me close this. Like Jaden Higgins if you don't go QB. Yeah, no, I like Jaden Higgins there too. I actually liked a lot. Yeah, well, yeah, there's some other receivers I like too, that are still available. So I'll kind of bring those up a little bit in a few minutes, obviously. But I do like Jaden Higgins too. I'm super in on Drake May. I think it was worthwhile for the upside he provides to grab him there. I think you make the argument. I mean, you got like Purdy, Fields, Caleb, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, JJ McCarthy. They're all on the board still. So, it's not like I had to take a quarterback there. But I'm all the way bought in on Drake May, just kind of, I mean, like, sorry if I sound like I'm repeating myself a little bit with some of these like reasonings and they're a little bit lame. Like, I'm just like, oh, that's my guy. But it's like, just on this one, like with it being the final draft, all that, like, Drake May he's the quarterback I wanted the most. He's kind of, when I decided I wasn't going elite QB at like round 4 and like, cause Hurts was there and I didn't take Hurts, that was like Drake May was the number 1 target. He's my favorite QB this year. I like Fields a lot too, but probably not as much in managed. In best ball, I think Fields and May are debatably my favorite, like who it is. But in managed, Drake May absolutely washes Fields, not close. So yeah, I wanted to I don't know, I wanted to grab him there, just really secure that. Like you don't see a lot of quarterbacks going, but he is a quarterback who has a lot of hype. Some people, really like Drake May. I mean, I'm one of them, but there's a lot of people that really like Drake May, see him as a big sleeper. So I don't think he probably would have made it back, but maybe he would have. Oh wait. Quentin Johnson was not drafted in our first one last week. That's hilarious. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's not crazy. It makes sense. It's just like, damn, that is crazy. How times change, I would rather take May at pick 80 than Mahomes. Low key, you're kind of right, actually. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Mahomes actually didn't really fall, I don't think. No, 86 is like right around his ADP. I think it said his ADP was like 81 or 82 in this. Yeah, kind of surprised. I mean, I guess he didn't really have a terrible game, but like, I don't know. I thought he'd maybe fall like a little just because they didn't look that inspiring, and then like Worthy getting injured and stuff. Pacheco obviously went 1 pick before me. And then yeah, Hollywood went at 107. In my home league, Quentin Johnson wasn't drafted. It's 3 wide receiver, half PPR, super flex. I kind of need a third wide receiver, so I'll probably bid to try to win him. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have a good role, so I guess, yeah. It's just, man, fucking Big Q. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess he did go crazy. Yeah, I guess you could do that. I just wonder in managed, like, if he's gonna be really consistent for like the managed, because like it's clear he's gonna have a role and all that. And it looks like a pretty good roll. And he even had that other touchdown he fucking dropped. But like I'm saying that is a good thing. Like he got an end zone target. I just wonder week to week if he'll be very consistent, like a managed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm regretting after seeing week 1, like not getting my best ball bags packed. But like, I guess in managed though, I mean, week 1 he got a good amount of targets, so I guess he's worth picking up if he really does have that role. Maybe imagine if the fucking Big Q's the breakout receiver of the year. I'd cry. I'd cry if it's the fucking Big Q. Imagine the dude that couldn't catch a pass when he's a rookie, and it was like he's the worst rookie first rounder ever. It's like he ends up being the breakout receiver of the year. It would be some shit like that. Crazy fab will be spent. Yeah, no, I bet. Well, that guaranteed spike week, like that's so valuable, right? I tried to not factor it in too much because like I think with the fab, it makes total sense because like you're just spending fab to buy a like spike week, right? Or well, wait. Oh, I guess I don't know if you can start big Q or not with a fab bid. I don't actually know. I don't know. If like you can get him and start him, probably, right? Because you can pick him up like Sunday morning. I think at least I could be wrong. But yeah, I bet. I mean, I bet crazy fab. Yeah, that'd be rough. Someone would probably spend like half their fab at least. Saw Liam Murphy had like 4% May in his BBM exposure reveal. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, does May? No, May moved up. I was gonna ask if he goes in the same range as Kincaid. See, I think what it was, May went in the same range as Kincaid, so Liam didn't get to him, and then May moved up, but then he's in the same range as Keon. So how is he supposed to click him? No, I don't know. That's surprising me. I mean, I was just joking, obviously, but like that's surprising to me. I'm just surprised he would only have 4%. I guess I've never heard him say anything bad about May. I watch like some of Liam streams. Um, huh. That's pretty interesting to me. I would not have expected that. Yeah, of course, highest on guys were all the Bills. Yeah. I saw the Kincaid like 30% or something. It's like, bro, like, I guess because he's so cheap. Like, I guess, but eh, I don't know. I mean, like, when you're doing as much volume as him, and I guess that's the thing too with like Liam, right? Is like, since he's won so much and like, when you think about the things he's won a little bit too, and this isn't meant as anything negative, I'm just kind of like, I think as he also plays so much high stakes, it's like when he shares those exposures and it's like 30% Kincaid, the actual like relative exposure of that to his like portfolio of teams, right, is probably so small. Because I mean, how many fucking like 555s is he doing? Shit like that, right? Like I almost wonder, I guess what I'm getting at is I wonder a little if on Underdog specifically, like if he favors Bills guys a little bit more in certain contests. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's stupid. He probably doesn't, but it's just like I just wonder if in higher stakes maybe he's not as much of a homer, but if in lower stakes he's willing to be a little bit more of a homer. I guess is like what I'm getting at. Not like intentionally, even just like like I mean me, right? If I go do a puppy, I'm a lot more willing to just like grab my favorite guys and not really care about the structure. Like I'm still trying to build a good team, but like I'll like shoehorn in my guys a lot more rather than like playing the board as much. I wonder if his is similar where like, the small stakes to him is the BBM or whatever, but like to me it's like a puppy or a little Dalmatian or whatever the fuck. But like, you know what I mean? I wonder if that's part of it. Just kind of an idea. I don't know, because he always has hella high bills. And I just with like it, I don't know. I just can't imagine he just always does. I mean, they're one of the highest scoring teams, so maybe. But let's see. Shaheed, Godwin, Reed, my other wide receiver 3 is currently Lamb and T up top. Wait, who's your oh right. You're gonna look at the big Q. That's what it was about. Shaheed, Godwin, Reed. Okay, so you're gonna probably play Shaheed, but then it's like you have no one for like a month. Okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I guess that does make sense. So here, oh shit, there's a good value. Sheesh. Let's hope so I already know who my pick will be if it makes it there. Uh Insane fucking value if he doesn't get picked here. Really hoping this guy doesn't take him. Fuck. God damn it. Darnell Mooney, 142. Fuck. damn, man, sorry for the expletives. I really wanted Darnell Mooney there. I clicked on the little list and I saw Mooney at the top. I was like, holy shit, he's still here. So I could grab Big Naj, probably not, I guess. The guy on the turn. Okay. So I don't know. Let's just assume the guy on the turn's not watching because I'm sure he's not. So I kind of want Tillman and Jaden Reed. I think I'm more likely to get it if I go Tillman first. Fuck. I really want Tillman. But like Jaden, I think I'm gonna take Jaden Reed because I do like Jaden Reed a lot, and I know he's probably gonna like break his shit week 1 and not play ever again. But like man, at pick 143 for Jaden Reed, like I'll take the risk, I guess, of that. It's managed too. I can drop him. This isn't best ball, right? If he breaks his fucking foot in the first quarter, I'm not gonna play him this week. So if he breaks his foot in the first quarter and he's out for the year and he gets surgery, it was a bad 12th round pick, but that's not going to kill me. If he does play, then I got an absolute steal of a value because all the signs are apparently he's playing week 1. So I don't know. And they say it's not the injury that the people like online say it is. My point is, I guess there's a lot of weirdness with it. And I don't know. I like that late. I'm going to take the risk. So here we're really looking at Cedric Tillman. So I can show you guys again. Why not? Okay, yeah, we're still on it. My bad. So I could either go Cedric Tillman, Mason Taylor, Najee Harris. Not Najee. I'm not gonna fucking pick Najee. He was just a value. Cedric Tillman or Mason Taylor. And then I have Dallas Goedert at tight end. How much time do I have? 31 seconds. I have Reed, Olave, Pickens, Cortland Sutton, and AJ Brown at receiver, and Goddard at tight end. So should I go Cedric Tillman or Mason Taylor? This is tight end premium for anyone that doesn't know as well. This is tight end premium. Yeah, it's got to be one of the two. Right now, it would auto me Cedric Tillman. All right, no one answered. Let's get Mason Taylor. Yeah, we'll go Mason Taylor. It's tight end premium. Mason Taylor's ADP said that he would maybe even come all the way back. No, probably not. He would go in like the 14th. But I think back here, people might start kind of ripping all the like last decent tight ends away. So I feel better grabbing him. And, there's some other receiver sleepers I can maybe look at. I saw there were a few other comments. I'm going to get to those in just a second. Yeah. No, I mean, maybe grabbing QJ is the right call then. Not sure either. If you can start him. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I just didn't know. I'm pretty new to this format though. I'm only 9% May. Thought I'd be closer to 10 to 12. I think I'm at like 14-ish or so. I'm like probably just under double field. I mean, I can see it though, because earlier on I was actually kind of lower on May. I had to kind of intentionally start really clicking him more. I think with him, just because so many people like him and so many of his options go later, other than like Diggs and Trevion, obviously. But like he has so many kind of tertiary options that go later. I think a lot of people just kind of like will pull him up or pick him on stacked, right? And that's what makes it so hard to get more May, especially if you're not like intentionally trying to grab him like in that range or whatever. The Chiefs secondary was very bad. Even Conklin was making plays. I don't know how much to read in Chargers week 1. Yeah. I mean, I agree, especially as far as like, well, I mean, like realistically, the wide receiver 3 was like Ladd McConkey. I don't think Ladd McConkey is going to be wide receiver 3 most weeks. And I don't think their running game is going to go for like 50 yards most weeks. I think they're going to have some weeks where they're running like, maybe not running like crazy, but they're in control of the game and able to run a lot more. They're just in a heavier like run script because I think they are a very good team. But yeah, like Ladd McConkey, I mean, he's the one. I don't, he's the one there. I mean, that's obvious though. That's obvious. He's a second round pick. It's obvious. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you can read it too much into anything week one. I mean, we can real quick, I'll get to some of the other comments. I mean, I got a long time between picks anyway. But I mean, you can see how little I care about week one. AJ Brown at 26, sure. George Pickens at 71, yes, please. They had a bad week. They didn't get hurt. Xavier Worthy falling. Xavier Worthy might not play this year. I don't know. Did he ever? Oh yeah, he did go. He went at 118. I didn't even notice him go. I did see Candyman ask some question, or we'll get to it in a second. Herbert can throw over 4K a year, and we probably haven't seen a ceiling. Best wide receiver group he's ever had. I want pieces. Justin Herbert. I mean, I get what you're saying. That comment's actually a little disrespectful though. Justin Herbert's a 5K passer. He's a 5K passer. He's legit. One of the few. I don't know how many. Probably like 15 to 20 in NFL history. But yeah, Justin Herbert, he's a 5K. He can throw over 5+. I think it was 5.7% May for Liam. Was surprised to see him underweight. Yeah. I mean, I guess I just haven't really heard him talk about Drake May. So I wonder what the case is. Maybe it's just more that I guess the case is probably pretty obvious. Like if I had to guess, like I said, I haven't heard him say, but if I had to guess, or give my kind of anti-Drake May case, I guess it's he was so good last year because he was good last year, especially near the end, and the fantasy production improved, but it wasn't crazy, breakout level. And now they still have a poor offensive line. They have poor weapons. You're kind of relying on Diggs to be that new alpha, but that's relying on a 31-year-old or whatever with a torn ACL. And then the other receivers, DeMario's okay, but he's pretty capped as far as upside. Kyle Williams is questionable. He's a rookie in the 3rd round at receiver. And their O-line is still questionable, even with Mason Graham, right? Or Taylor. Not Mason Taylor. Not Mason Graham, more Mason Taylor. Mason Graham's a D tackle. With that, the left tackle they got, I don't know why I'm dropping his name. The short arm guy, they have the T-Rex arms. Don't know why I'm dropping his name. Sorry. The left tackle the Patriots took in the 1st round. But anyways, their O-line could still be pretty poor, even with that, offensive line improvements, because they weren't crazy. They got some rookies, but no giant free agents, or not a ton. They didn't revamp their whole O-line is what I'm saying. So O-line could still be an issue. Receivers could still be an issue. I think that's the case against me, I'd guess. Maybe they lean more run heavy is kind of the idea too, right? They picked a running back in the 2nd round, O-lineman in the 1st. They did pick a receiver in the 3rd. So it's kind of just all offensive, but I guess that's probably the case, is maybe they don't really improve as much as we think. And the talent around him is fairly poor, where, unless Diggs is kind of back to his potential, but that's kind of a big if, right? But that is my guess to the bear case. I am very in on the Patriots and May, to be clear. That is my guess for the bear case. The reason you would be underweight. I am very into the Patriots, Drake May, Trevion. Those are some of my favorite clicks. Drake May is one of my highest owned quarterbacks. He thinks the market has all the Bills underpriced. They always do every year. Yeah, I mean, always. Where did Rice go and where did Kelsey go? I saw Xavier went 10th. So, wait, where did Kelsey go? Kelsey went right next to me, didn't he? Yeah, Kelsey went at 75. A little bit late because he was top of ADP when he came to me. I think Kelsey's ADP is around 60 or so. So he felt half a round or a little more. Rice went at 61. So pretty fair. If he would have made it back to me, obviously I would have picked him, but Rice went at 61. So I think that's a pretty fair price. I could find, and then this guy took all the Chargers, Herbert at 65, Keenan at 104, QJ at 113. This guy took Javonte at 66. Like I said, I got AJ Brown at 26, little faller, not much. I got Pickens at 71. That's a pretty big faller from last night. Devonta Smith went at 68. That's a pretty big faller from last night, or not last night, 2 nights ago, whatever. I'm still a couple picks away. Is there anyone else that I didn't mention? Pickens, AJ Brown, Javonte. That's everyone from that game, really. Hurts Hurts kind of went normal ADP. I think I got everyone. If there's anyone I didn't say, let me know. I'll find them on the board or whatever. But I think that was everyone that was like relevant that played. Oh, and I don't know if you saw Hollywood. Hollywood went 107. Hollywood went right there, 107. So kind of all those guys went in a little bit of a tier. Keenan at 104, Hollywood 107, QJ 113. Keenan and QJ to the same guy though. Mahomes and Hollywood to the same guy actually too. I didn't even realize that. I was saying upside of him with a sure thing like Goddard. Mason Taylor. Yeah. No, I really like that combo. I feel really good with that. We're like Mason Taylor, he should kind of step into that just like number one role right away. But if he doesn't, or if he starts slow, like at least have a guy I feel comfortable starting every week. I'm not like, okay, week one's over. Dallas Goedert had a decent game. I need to start grinding for the next matchup or something. At least he's a tier above like those guys. And also in this, I mean, you're not fucking grinding shit for tight ends on waivers. It's tight end premium. They take them all, right? So I guess that's another thing. You're not streaming tight ends in this either. So yeah, I liked. I was pretty happy getting Taylor there too. Early on, I was going field so often made it harder to get a ton of mail summer. I did the exact same thing. Early on, I had like, well, I mean, I don't know. You saw we did a lot of like stuff together and stuff, but like I had like maybe like 20 something percent fields at different points, right? Over 20% though. And then yeah, I just kind of realized, I think I actually did a stream with like Nick or something, or maybe not. I think I posted my exposures and he was giving me shit for not having enough May. And then I was kind of thinking where it's like, if I'm swinging on May, I need to start being a lot more intentional with clicking them, because he's a guy that I look at like Drake May. I want a bag. Like I want to be like notably overweight on that guy. So I realized with that I had to like be really intentional to get overweight on him. So right here, I like DeMario Douglas just because I have the stack. It's kind of nice. Ooh. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. I could take Joe Mixon. My running backs are so strong though. We could also grab our first defense. Not our first defense, our only defense, but we could grab a defense. Pittsburgh defense is very, very good. They have a very good opening schedule as well. Tight end. No. Receiver. I like DeMario. RB, I really don't like anything. I'm thinking Pitt. I'm thinking I go with the defense there. I did. Here we can go back over here. It's a little bit of a pull up on the defense, but I just think that the other two options don't do a ton for my team. Like Mixon could late, but I don't really know if I want to hold Mixon all year. Like, and maybe he could late. He might not even play, but I can drop him too. So it's like, if anything, Mixon should be a little bit more valuable in this because he's not a dead zero all year. I can just drop him if he, if they announce anything in like 3 weeks, I could just cut his ass. So I might just take Mixon. I don't know. I can show you guys. What I'm looking at, or I just did, but so I could take Mixon. I can get one of these younger guys. I don't really have any I got young rookies. I just picked them early on this. All right. DeMario Douglas. I like Tesla, but it's just how am I going to start Tesla in a fucking manager league? Realistically, someone has to get hurt for me to start him. And at receiver, that's just too tough. DeMario, I could start on a buy at least. He might actually have a decent role. I don't really want a second QB. My QB has a late buy. I don't hate Isaiah Likely if something were to happen. Right now, it would be Joe Mixon. I can cut him. I can cut Joe Mixon later though, so I don't. Man, that's tough. Any other tight end left? It was Likely and Cade Otton. Likely Cade Otton, Mike Gesicki. It can't be Cade Otton because he's the same buy as both of my other two. If it autos, it'll be DeMario. I think we're just gonna get DeMario here. I think taking DeMario is the play. I don't know, like, because I really don't like Likely, and I don't want him sitting on my bench all year. Like, I don't know. I'm not very into Likely in general. Cade Otton's okay, but I can't do him with the triple week 9 buy. And then below that, I think there's a big, teardrop. Even I don't even know if I'd say a big teardrop. I think the teardrop's kind of already there. Like Likely maybe would have been okay, or Otton, but Otton has the same buy as my other two guys. Oh yeah. I think Liam's anti-May case is his Bills fandom. Probably. It probably is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, it just being a Bills homer, I guess. But like, I wonder if he's low on all the other divisional teams too. Like if he's lower on like the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots, all of them. But yeah, I really have a hard time seeing the case against Drake. Like I have a hard time seeing the case against Drake May. I have such an easy time seeing the case for Drake May, I guess is the thing, right? Like Josh McDaniels is there. They pick a receiver. He is a 3rd round pick, but they add receiving help. They add a lineman in the 1st round. They had a pass catching running back in the 2nd. They had Stephon Diggs. It's like, and I think the Josh McDaniels difference, that's going to be massive. Drake May was zero designed runs last year. Josh McDaniels, I think, is going to use him in the running game. Where his last system wasn't using him at all in the running game. Those are all not designed scrambles, right? So I think Drake May with Josh McDaniels, I just think he's gonna dominate. I mean, look at Mac fucking Jones. Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler as a rookie with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels leaves, he couldn't do shit, and he was cut in like 2 years. They were starting Bailey Zappi over him like a year later, like trying to figure out any quarterback that would work out of the year after McDaniels left, and they had no OC and shit, right? And it's like, if he can make Mac Jones, who's been a floating around the league backup, like look like a Pro Bowler his rookie year, I just think that guy with Drake May, I don't know. I think Drake May is getting a legit offense too, and I don't think he had that last year. And I think that's underrated. I think the skill talent that they added to the team, like players, that's notable, but people are factoring that in. I think some people are factoring in the McDaniels thing fairly and everything. And I think some people are really like not factoring it in as much as they should be. I think Josh McDaniels being the head coach is a very significant difference. And, it's going to lead to a lot more rushing. I think just a lot more efficient passing game and offensive system as a whole. Let's see here. So Joe Mixon goes there, 177. I bet you do, Dirty P. I bet you do. Not a bad call, though. It will be considered. So I have a defense already. So I basically have 4 picks left. These I still got to get a kicker. Yeah, we can definitely fit a 3rd tight end in here. Yeah, I don't dislike that call at all. I'll consider that one. I don't really know. So I got 4 picks left other than my kicker. I probably want a receiver of some kind. Who could I even pick? Oh, that's actually a good one. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I'm sharing the other tab. Like I said, it probably doesn't even fucking matter if which one I'm sharing, but I'd rather just share the board till it gets close to my pick anyway. I'm just queuing up some guys right now. I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, because I don't, like I said, this is only my 2nd draft on here. I do a lot of, like, if anyone doesn't like know or anything, I do a ton of UD and like best ball and shit. But this is only my 2nd draft on FFPC. So I'm just kind of trying to look through the ADP and kind of figure out who I want to queue or anything. It is interesting. It's like some of these some of these ADPs like updated just from the games that happened and stuff. It's kind of interesting. Like I don't know, like where some of the Chiefs were, it felt like they were down a little or up a little. But like the kickers, like the Chargers kicker is the top kicker. I don't think he was before. All right. So sorry I'm not saying much. It's just in the late part of the draft, I'm trying to like, the names aren't good. I'm trying to find a name that looks just halfway decent to me down here, really, is the goal. Actually, wait, what the fuck? Actually, wait, shouldn't that guy be going a lot higher? Yeah, I don't know. I'll show it when it gets closer to my pick. I think I got pretty much the queue figured out, kind of how I want it. Even in manage, I think Torrey Horton could be a guy. That's way where our priority after week 1. Dirty P, you don't need to be revealing my queue like this. I am almost positive. Yeah, Torrey Horton right now is 3rd in my queue. So great minds, as they say, great minds think alike. But yeah, no, he's one of the guys I'm looking at on this turn. Like on this turn for sure, 16, 17 turn. He's one of the guys. That is the number 1 in my queue. That's the number 1 in my queue. The other guy that is between them is actually a running back. As a matter of fact, it's a running back that may have played last night, and maybe he's a 3rd stringer now. But when a 7th round rookie running back gets on the field, I think you want to take notice when that happens week 1. Sup, Hartman? Is AJ Brown going in the last round this? Sup, Paulino? Thanks for stopping by, brother. No. See, the issue with that, there's some of these people, they don't realize that AJ Brown fucking sucks now. And you still got these idiots, they don't know he fucking blows. They grab him in the 3rd round. And that would be me. This is my team. You're just stopping and I'll read it off real quick, actually. So real quick, this is FFPC Big Gorilla. So it is tight end premium. It is full PPR, and you have to start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and 2 flexes, kicker and defense included. It is managed. It's like a big sprint at the end. If anyone has any questions, let me know. But I just wanted to explain it real quick, the lineup and scoring, so it makes sense. But I picked Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, Breece Hall, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens at 71 with his shit game, Chris Olave, Quinshon Judkins, Cam Scatterboot, Dallas Goedert, Drake May, Jaden Reed, Mason Taylor. Pittsburgh defense kind of reached a little, but I didn't really like anyone there. And then Demario Douglas. Pittsburgh defense was maybe a little bit of a reach, but they have a very nice schedule. I'm actually going to pull it up. I believe they have one of the better starting schedules of the year. Let me see. How many picks away am I? I'm only 2 picks away. We'll share it really quick. So I picked Steelers defense. I kind of reached on them a little because they get the Jets, the Seahawks, the Patriots, and then the Vikings to start out. You know what I mean? The Vikings is a rookie QB. It is a little risky because they are a good offense, but those first couple weeks is what I really care about. Those first 3, Jets, Seahawks, Patriots. I think they're all good matchups. I think the Steelers are an elite defense year over year. So, and I think they're going to be slow paced kind of ball control with Rodgers. So I feel pretty good there. All right. It's going to be Elijah Mitchell though. I don't know about that. Oh, he was hurt and I don't know. But Rashard Smith got playing time week 1. It could be. Man, I mean, maybe. So right now, this is my queue. We got Rashard Smith. We got Jalen Noel. We got Torrey Horton. Well, we're not going to take Jalen Noel because apparently his ADP is 281 somehow. Let's go to all players. So, I mean, Jordan Love's here, but I don't need Jordan Love. That's a great value on Jordan Love, but I don't need Jordan Love. I'm thinking Rashard Smith, and then I'll get whichever receiver comes back. They should both come back, but I'm thinking Rashard Smith. I don't know. I don't know if Rashard Smith is like a donkey pick, but he's a rookie and he played like 15%. I know, like you said, Elijah Mitchell's coming back, but like if he's getting on the field already, I mean, I don't really think you can ask for much more out of the like 7th rounder rookie. And that was actually kind of like at ADP. Or actually like behind ADP. All right. So they go JT Sanders. Um so I think I'm thinking Jalen Noel with the Kirk injury. I'm leaning Jalen Noel over Horton. Jalen Noel has a lot later ADP, but I feel like someone will probably pick him. Wow, so this guy has 4 tight ends now. It is tight end premium. I mean, cool, bro. I think we're gonna go Jalen Noel here. I'm leaning Jalen Noel. Man, Jordan Love's a good price, but I can't pick him. I mean, I could, but there's no point. I'd probably drop him anyway. Like the Ravens defense too. I could hold them. We'll just get Jalen Noel. That's a good pick. Jalen Noel there. I think with the Christian Kirk injury, that just feels like such a better pick. At least he's, I think it is more helpful for Jaden Higgins, obviously, but Jaden Higgins goes a lot earlier. I think though Jalen Noel, that'll give him a chance to actually get on the field week 1, get meaningful snaps, hopefully, and hopefully he balls out, and that gives. But at least the Kirk injury opens up the door. It'll give him the chance week 1 to make an impact, have a role. Where if Kirk was healthy, maybe that takes half the year for Jalen Noel to even get an opportunity, but now he'll hopefully get an opportunity immediately. Romeo's a good pick. Yeah. Yeah, Romeo would have been a good pick too. I agree. I feel like with Romeo, it's so hard for me to really see the upside or like it's just hard to really see him doing much for you, I guess. Like not doing much for you. Like cuz he puts up points. He scored, like he's consistent. It's just like I feel like Romeo Dobbs doesn't have very big upside. Let's see. We can because we're hella picks away, so we can look at his player profiler. So let's see his game logs. So he had a nice stretch here. So single digit, and this is full PPR, but so is FFPC, so this is accurate. So bad little stretch of start, or kind of mid, and then 19, 17. So that's good, borderline wide receiver 1 games. 10, 6, 2, 8, a 19, 4, 14.8, and then a 3. It's just hard. Like he did have he had the 19-point game. He had 2 touchdowns on 3 catches. So, he did it, but it's not very likely to be repeatable. And then his other 19-point game was also 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. And then those are his only 4 touchdowns of the year. I just have a hard time like what's the upside of Dobbs, I guess, is because he already runs all the routes, right? Look at his snap share. 86, 80, 74, 86, 82, 89. Like, it's in the high 70s to low 80s most weeks. I don't know if like an injury will really get him a lot more work because he's already running so much. It'll probably increase his target volume some, but I don't really, but that's betting on an injury. And then like, I'm saying what's the upside even if you do get an injury, but it's like, if you don't in a managed league, what upside does Dobbs really give you? Cause I don't know. I wouldn't ever want to really play Romeo Dobbs. Like, I don't really feel any better about Romeo Dobbs this week, for example, than like Demario Douglas. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the Packers are a better offense for sure. It's just like, maybe that's wrong because the Patriots are kind of in flux, but like just a consistent guy like that, I don't know if Romeo Dobbs really does much for my team in a managed league. Like, I got Brown, Cortland, Pickens, and Olave, and I only have to start 2 receivers, and I have Reed and Douglas. Like, you can make the same argument with Noel, but Noel's a rookie at least, right? Noel is projected to be more like a slot guy with probably a little bit lower upside, but he's also super athletic, so he could kind of be anything, right? But and I don't hate the Romeo call. I just think for my team in a managed, I'm just not super in. I don't think the spikes he can provide are worth like the kind of mid floor you're getting, because I don't think his floor is good enough to like justify him being like a regular starter. He'd kind of be like a spot starter. And then even then, like he had some games that were really low, like 5s and 6 and stuff. But I like he had some upside games too. I've seen Sean Siegel say 4 tight end is good for this. Oh yeah, because you want I mean you want a lot of options. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, 4 tight end, nothing wrong with that. Because I think like here's the idea with it. Is like so he took Tucker Kraft, who should be good, but like it's basically just the idea of he can play a tight end in his flex, obviously. Like if Zach Ertz, if he wants to play Zach Ertz and Tucker Kraft week 1, since it's tight end premium, tight ends can actually go in your flex and be like reasonable plays, even on kind of like a mid-tier tight end. And then these later guys, like, yeah, you see he took Jatavion and Terrence Ferguson, right? So a very young guy with some upside, maybe an ascending offense in Jatavion, and then a rookie kind of behind another guy with Terrence Ferguson. So like he kind of did like, I mean, Kraft's a young guy with upside too, but he picked him, but like, Kraft isn't as sure of a thing. He's only had one good year. Then he kind of got a little bit safer play with Ertz, I think. But if they both hit, then one can go in flex, one can go at tight end. And then he just took 2 kind of moonshots later where like, I bet week 1, he's not starting either of these guys, but they're both very young guys with a ton of upside. So yeah, I think the layering of how he did it makes total sense. I was just surprised to see the to see him like double tap it like that. But it does make total sense. I don't think it was bad at all. It just surprised me. It was not a bad play at all. Even the double tap, like I actually think those 4 go together pretty well. I think the prices on all of them were pretty reasonable as well. So I think that was a good play by him. It just surprised me a little. I mean, I'm not used to that as much. Yeah, Romeo def a floor play, but he just had a couple multi TD games every season. Yeah, that's fair. But it's harder in manage because the couple multi TD games every season. It's like, well, am I going to start Romeo Dobbs every single week? And right, because it's harder in the managed with that. The week Romeo had the 2 TDs on 3 catches, I'd picked him up from the weekly or from the waiver wire. I see WW, I think weekly winners, and then cut him for Jalen Polt. Cost me the playoffs. See, and that's why we don't pick Romeo Dobbs. See, you picked Romeo Dobbs. All that you dealt with was pain and suffering because you picked him up and and then you dropped him. If you just never have Romeo Dobbs, you don't deal with it. So I went that route. And Jalen Noel has no such bad juju associated since he's a rookie. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, with the tight ends. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at least that's what I think when I see these 4. But yeah, I think like when Sean Siegel said it too, like it's usually if you have a first tight end, like this is probably the earliest you'd want a first tight end and still do 4, I would think. I guess they're all kind of in a tight like little window, but I don't think with an elite tight end you generally want 4. You'd probably want like 1 or 2, I'd imagine. I guess depends how the board falls. If you get crazy values, you get crazy values. But I think with them, you generally don't want as many. No, I guess you can because you're playing it for your flex. So I guess like maybe you wouldn't be as aggressive as this guy. Like maybe let's say instead of Tucker Kraft, if he had gotten like George Kittle at the 2 or something, maybe he skips on like Zach Ertz, but still takes these 2. Because I do think it's still smart to get those late upside guys like that. But then he probably wouldn't need kind of like the 4th guy who's like just a consistent production in case anything happens to Kraft or whatever. But he could always just flex Ertz too. So I'm about to be up here. Don't really know what I'm gonna do. Does anyone know? Does anyone know what did fucking Cameron Dicker get? Shit. Okay, that guy's still up. I'm gonna look on my sleeper app real quick. I just want to see what did any of the kickers who are left like have a good. Cameron Dicker must have sucked if he's still available right now because this is like late for him. So I'm on the clock now. I mean, he got a 9. I think I'm just gonna take Cameron Dicker. And he didn't crush it, but he hit 2 field goals. Yeah, I mean, he made like two mid-range field goals. I mean, but he's like one of the best kickers, and this is behind ADP. So it wasn't a great game, but it wasn't like a terrible game. I don't know. I'll just take the little bit of value. His ADP was like 190 or something like that. His ADP was way higher than that. It was like closer to where Butker went. So I don't really know why he fell. That wasn't that bad of a game. He got like a 9, so I don't know. He made 3 extra points and 2 field goals. I think his idea is that it raises the floor of the flex, yeah, while you wait for the rookie's contingent plays to pop. Right. Okay. With the Ertz pick, that makes total sense. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. That does make sense. Yeah, because then if he has to play him at tight end, he can play him at tight end, raise that floor. But if not, then you can just put him at flex. Kicker to the kicker. Let's chase some fucking kickers. Damn it. I should have had a fucking kick. I didn't even think about that. This is FFPC. Yeah. Yeah, chase some fucking kickers. But I mean, hey, I already know what he scored last night too. It makes it easy game. Do you guys notice Olamide Zacchaeus went at 188? I was reading the chat and I looked, I saw it on the screen. And I was like, I didn't even realize that Olamide Zacchaeus 188, insanity. So I'm on the clock again. Okay, so we're done at kicker. We're done at defense. So, here you guys can see what I'm looking at. I guess. I really don't know who I'm gonna pick here. I think I want some more receiving upside. I mean, Trey Harris. Did Trey Harris even play last night? He was active. I actually did see him play a little, but I think we go Pat Bryant over him because Trey Harris is clearly getting fucking washed by Keenan Allen and QJ. So I don't have a ton of faith. I think I'm gonna go Pat Bryant here. Is what I'm thinking. I don't know. If anyone's got thoughts, let me know. If not, I think we're just gonna grab Pat Bryant. I think Will Shipley's injury was minor, so we're not gonna grab. Yeah, we got Pat Bryant. So we'll go back here. I was thinking about AJ Dillon because I know Will Shipley got hurt, but I think I saw he only had a rib injury. So I'm just looking up Will Shipley really quick. Yeah, they said he just had a rib injury, so I'm not gonna grab AJ Dillon. I was just thinking about it because Shipley got hurt. I knew, but if it's pretty minor, I'm not gonna really worry about it. Not really look at AJ Dillon or anything like that. So I think here. So how is my team looking? What do I have? So I have 1 QB, 6 running backs, 8 receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 kicker, 1 defense. I guess what we do is we just either take the best contingent running back or tight end. Man, the options are slim. I guess Emmanuel Wilson's not bad. He's not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna add a couple guys to my queue. So I think I'm gonna go either just whatever running back is kind of there that looks the best. None of them look very good, to be honest with you, though. But we'll either go running back or we could go tight end. I could also just grab a defense for week 5, hold 2 defenses, then drop them when the Steelers are off by. It wouldn't be the worst thing. Sorry, I'm being kind of quiet. I'm just kind of trying to figure out like who I can grab. man, because it's like when it's this close. I mean, not this close. The season already fucking started, but it's like man, it's so hard to It's like no sleepers left. There's like no one good left. Like this is tough. Like I got like Devin Neal on my queue right now, and I only have 4 guys on my queue. That's bad. That's bad news. As man, I guess here you guys can see if you want. Yeah, I mean I'm debating Emmanuel Wilson, Devin Neal, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Harris. I mean Trey Harris if he's just free. I don't know, or is Trey Harris droppable? I don't know. Man. Jack Bash. Jack Bash is undrafted like completely. Wicks. I could get Wicks and Reed. That way, if Reed tears his shit, actually, that's not a bad idea. I might grab Wicks because then I can have Wicks and Reed. And then that way, when Reed breaks his shit inevitably, like 5 minutes into the game, then I have Wicks. So he can like drop a touchdown or something and break my heart. Man, other than that, I mean, even these guys kind of suck. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, Darius Slayton's fine, I guess. I don't. It's just with these guys, like, you have to actually start them. Like, how am I gonna ever put like any of these guys in my lineup? Is the thing. The running backs with an injury, I guess I could. What if I did it by projected points? The boy Marshawn Lloyd on IR. Jalen Wright. I mean, Jalen Wright, it's a little bit intriguing. He's probably droppable, though, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm really leaning Emmanuel Wilson if he makes it. I mean, fucking Marshawn Lloyd's on IR. So, if Emmanuel Wilson's there, that's like a slam dunk. I probably should have picked him last round, to be honest with you. His ADP is just way too low. I don't even think I saw him last round. Like, his ADP is at 300. So, you're not really seeing him like too soon. But yeah, I think we're gonna go Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, I could grab the fucking like, isn't the KC defense like one of the best defenses? I guess not. Their ADP's 236, so maybe not. All right. We'll go back to the board now. So I think it's Emmanuel Wilson if he's there. That sounds like a good idea. Don't know what it was, but hopefully it was Emmanuel Wilson was a good idea. But or maybe just I was talking about my construction or whatever, like what I was planning on. But yeah, I mean, right now, definitely leaning towards Emmanuel Wilson. I see Chris Brooks goes. I mean, I know who that is. I've heard the name. Like, did something happen to Emmanuel Wilson? Is there a reason he took the other guy over him? Sorry, I'm reading an Emmanuel Wilson article. Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like we'll move up depth chart after injury to Lloyd. I was just surprised to see Chris Brooks go over him. I feel like Emmanuel Wilson, to my knowledge, would have like the inside track to the backup job over Chris Brooks. I think Marshawn Lloyd had the inside track, but he's on IR now and he's always been hurt. So it's hard to say even when he gets off IR if he'll reclaim that. But I guess I always thought it was like Emmanuel Wilson was the next guy if it wasn't Marshawn Lloyd. Isn't there buzz Brooks is ahead of Wilson? Oh, okay. I like Manny Wilson. I think Jalen Lane is worth consideration. I don't think so. Just because I have 8 receivers, I'm not gonna go receiver. He would be in consideration as a player, but I'm not gonna pick a wide receiver. I don't think. I've already picked like so many kind of upside swing guys. I think there have been reports Brooks is ahead. Okay, so maybe not Emmanuel Wilson then. Okay, who do you guys think on this list or just in general? I mean, I really don't see shit at running back. I could take like Elijah Mitchell, Devin Neal. Isaiah Davis, Ty Johnson. I mean, I'm not picking those guys, but like, like some of these guys over here on the queue at receiver, we got like Trey Harris, Coker, D Hop, Calvin Austin, KLS, Darius Slayton, Jack Bash, Dontavian Wicks. I don't know. I got 20 seconds. You guys got any opinions on the list? If not, maybe I just grab Elijah Mitchell. I mean, well, maybe I don't grab Elijah Mitchell. Maybe I still grab Emmanuel Wilson. And here's why. So I'm gonna grab Emmanuel Wilson. I didn't see anyone say any recommendations. So okay, I just saw you say I think Wicks. Sorry. It was down to like 5. I only have one monitor, so when I'm on the board, I can't see what you write. Sorry about that. But I mean, maybe we'll pick up Wicks in free agency. But I was gonna say because you said Brooks might be ahead, I was gonna pivot to Elijah Mitchell, but I think since they already played and he's out, I can just kind of free roll Emmanuel Wilson. And then if Emmanuel Wilson doesn't work out, like if it's Chris Brooks is kind of getting the, cleanup work or whatever, then I can just drop his ass and get like Elijah Mitchell or maybe Wicks too. I mean, maybe Wicks too. But yeah, I think I feel we'll share this again. I think I feel pretty good though I'm just going to kind of free roll Emmanuel Wilson is kind of my thought. Like it's like a free roll on him basically. Because Mitchell is already out for this week. So he's not going to I don't think he'll get picked up if he didn't get drafted. Wicks could though if he has like a touchdown or some shit. It's good. All these guys are droppable. It's fine. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like in this, like just more willing to like if I was doing a BBM and you said that, I probably would have been like, oh fuck, I won't pick him then. I'll pick someone else. But in this, I'll just kind of free roll that look, and then I'll drop him because Elijah Mitchell is the other guy, or like there's going to be other guys who pop up this week. Manny Wilson, let's fucking go. Marshawn Lloyd dead. It's sad, but I finally made it. It only took the entire summer, but I finally got off the Marshawn Lloyd onto the Emmanuel Wilson. Good thing this draft was kind of expensive because the Marshawn Lloyd bags are a lot heavier than the Emmanuel Wilson bags. But all right, so let's recap the team real quick. So I don't think I wonder if I can show it in here. Oh, okay, yeah. This is kind of a cool this is like so you can actually see it in a lineup. So we got Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, Cortland Sutton, Dallas Goedert. We got Breece Hall, we got George Pickens.
Most aura on the team.
I don't want to give it to him, but I'm gonna say GP.
You gonna say GP?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
I gotta go with my boy GP. I'm not gonna cut.
Man, that boy GP probably,
You
know we the hardest. I hit that leg and they parked it. They want the wave like a dolphin. Gangsters, you talking. We don't play, we on offense. Stick you and throw your chains in the garbage.
Yeah, but all right. So I'll read it. Drake May at QB. I had to get the Pickens clip in. Didn't play it when I picked him. Drake May at QB, Gibbs at running back, Taylor at running back, AJ Brown, Cortland Sutton, Dallas Goedert, Breece Hall, George Pickens, Cam Dicker, Pittsburgh defense, Cam Skadaboo, Quinshon Judkins, Brashard Smith, Emmanuel Wilson. So my running backs are a little bit thinner, but I have 3 in my lineup and Skadaboo and Quinshon up top, and then just kind of 2 upside guys. But I think running back is a position I'll try to just grab on the waiver wire as I can. Like, just if I see any opportunities or anything with, injuries or whatever, just if a guy's kind of emerging, even as like a backup role or something, maybe I can grab him kind of sneaky, grab him early. And then at receiver under them, I had Olave, Jaden Reed, Demario Douglas, Pat Bryant, Jalen Noel, and Mason Taylor. Real quick, I'm going to make sure I do this. We are putting Chris Olave in for AJ Brown. And instead of George Pickens, we will play. I think I'm going to play Skadaboo. I'll figure this out before tomorrow morning. I'm either going to play like Skadaboo or Demario Douglas probably. Well, I should probably just play Jaden Reed if he's going to actually play. Yeah, that's stupid. I'm gonna play Jaden Reed because he's playing allegedly. So I don't know. If he breaks his fucking foot in the first quarter, I guess he gets me a bad score. Hopefully he makes it through and doesn't break his foot until the end of the game. He was so cheap. It's like, but I'll play him week 1. I guess that's when you do play him, right? I mean, his injury is probably only going to get worse. So I don't know. He was so cheap though. It's like, but if I was picking him because he's so cheap, it's like I should put him in early. Wait. So where did Garendo go? Right. Isaac Garendo, or well, he should be down here. Did he even get picked? I mean, I don't even know if he would have got. Oh, yeah, he did. Goddamn, 190. Damn, that's where like I don't know. I guess that's later than he used to go. I just because CMC has all the shit right now. Right. I was like, why would he go like so high with B-Rob there? But yeah, because CMC has all the shit. CMC's not even playing this year. I forgot all about that. B-Rob won at 110. Damn. Is that the guy that's the guy that had CMC? That's smart. Smart as fuck. Look at that. CMC at 14. He took the dip, and then he grabbed B-Rob at 110. Damn. That's a sharp little move right there, I think. But yeah, so 190. I guess I didn't even really because I wasn't in a spot to get CMC. I guess I didn't really even think about like Garendo because I just think of like B-Rob as the backup, and obviously he kind of went in a range where I wasn't really looking at him. But yeah, I guess I didn't even think of it because when I saw I was picked 2, I didn't even think about McCaffrey anymore because I'm just like, oh well, I'm not really in a spot to get McCaffrey at all, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's actually a good point. GP, hell yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that was the team. I read it off on the other page. Here we can go to the but yeah. So that was an FFPC Big Gorilla. Last draft of the year, had to get in one more, even though the kickoffs already happened. Pretty happy with how that team came out. I mean, Goddard at tight end is fine. I feel like week 1, I'm taking kind of hit. I mean, I got AJ Brown and Pickens on my bench. I actually think this team's going to be pretty strong. Like in a couple of weeks, I think early I might struggle, and I really just need to hope I get some early wins because I think once Scadaboo and Quinshawn start coming on, if AJ Brown really is kind of dealing with the injury and he's starting slow, maybe it takes him a couple of weeks to fully get up. Pickens, I'm hoping is fine by next week. I think he just kind of had a little bit of a bad game, but I'm hoping that the first couple of weeks I can maybe sneak through some wins, and then my rookie receivers and kind of like the AJ Brown, I have some rookie like receivers and tight ends too, but my rookie running backs can really start hitting, and then my running backs and flex are covered. Then I have all these receivers to cover my 2 spots, and then I'm feeling really good if Scadaboo or Quinshawn really start coming on. But yeah, pretty happy with how that team came out. Really happy with my defense and kicker too. Like I got good ones at those positions, which generally I would consider them to be more just punts, but the spots worked out good. So yeah, really happy with the team. And yeah. Oh, and just so you guys know too, if anyone's still in here, before I sign off, I'm pretty sure we messaged about it. Huhaim's, I think I'm gonna be on Huhaim's stream tomorrow morning at like 8:30 my time, 8:30 Pacific, like an hour and a half before kickoff. I think you want to do some like start sits and stuff just before kickoff. I'm not exactly sure. We were just messaging about it a little bit, but he's doing a stream tomorrow at like 8:30, and I think I'm gonna be on it. So just so you guys know, on Huhaim's channel. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys for stopping by. I know not as many people tonight because I think the best ball summer is kind of the heat of the best ball summer is kind of ended, but thank you guys for stopping in, and you guys like Dirty P, Paulino, Fantasy Football Garage, of course. BBOC was in here a little bit earlier. Even though I like Kelly and stuff too, I've seen a lot. But yeah, thank you guys all for stopping by all summer and stuff. And yeah, probably be on Huhaim's channel tomorrow morning. I'll probably be back on stream early next week or something, like Tuesday, Wednesday night, maybe doing some BRs. If not, definitely like Friday doing some BRs. So, you know, you guys can catch me then. Yeah, peace. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, you know, summer and stuff. And yeah, I'll be on with him tomorrow and doing a couple more later this week. Peace.